Going on 4 meters with the Motorola GM350 for the first time.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm at my usual location for when I play radio, which is the Hergill Road end of the old racecourse in Richmond. So it's usually reasonably high up here, and it's higher up near the grandstand, but obviously I can't actually put the car up there, which is a bit of a shame. It'd be nice if I could, but I can't, because I'd get into a lot of trouble from the landowner, and that's not something I want. So down in the car park it is, which should be high enough. This car is taller than my last car, obviously. We've had this car now for the best part of a year, and it's not let me down from a radio standpoint. So up here is good for 2 meters, up here is good for CB. Considering that 4 meters, which is what I've got today with Motorola GM350, just in the back at the moment, haven't set that up yet, I think that might work as well. So, because I've not made any contacts on 4, but I'm going to try to do that today. So, I'm going to get the antenna on the roof, and I'll come back to you when I've done that. Okay, so here's the antenna I'm going to use. This is a homemade antenna, because I couldn't get hold of a commercial one at the moment, but I can get them. So it's basically the whip off a Tornado Stinger Orbiter Type CB antenna, cut down to size. Basically it's stuffed into the end of a PL259, which is all soldered up. The barrel of the PL259 has been resined into this plastic tube, which keeps it all upright, because otherwise it would just flop over, and that's not ideal. So I'm going to go back to the car now and see how the SWR is on that. Last time I checked it, it was okay. It's a bit windy, but you shouldn't be able to hear that because I do have the windshield on the mic, which is good. Okay, so here's the SWR plot of that antenna in position as it is. It's showing me somewhere between 1.2 to 1.4. It's moving a bit because the wind's blowing the whip, and that's not really ideal, but unfortunately, due to the nature of that, that's what happens. So, I can hear it rattling on the roof. You guys probably can't, but I certainly can, and I know it's rattling about. But that's the SWR I'm getting on that. So, that's okay, it's fine. Nothing I need to worry myself about. So the next job I need to do is connect that up to the radio. So I'll do that. Okay, so I've got the microphone plugged into the radio. I've got the radio here. The antenna's plugged in as well. So that's all the things I've been doing off camera. This radio comes with its original microphone, which I would have probably shown you on the day I went to the Blackpool Rally. So I need to turn the ignition on for this, because it's connected to the cigarette lighter socket. So on the Motorola GM350, that button there is the power button. This little round one here. This is a 4-channel GM350, so I'm limited to what I've got. So channel 1's the calling channel, channel 2 is 70425, channel 3 is 7400, and channel 4 is 7350. So 70 decibel 450 on 1, which is calling, 70 decibel 4 on 3, 70 decibel 425 on 2, and 70 decibel 350. Oops, turn that down. 70 decibel 350 on 4. So that's all I've got, just those 4 channels. That's all right. I've got the calling channel, which is important. Yeah, slight drawback when you change the channels though is that the squelch override stops working when you press that. So I'm going to see if there's anybody out there. Sorry about the noise. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 and standing by. Doesn't sound like it. Anyone come back to me yet? Let's give it another go. Here's CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Yeah, I can't hear anybody at the moment. It's 2:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday, so I thought there might be somebody out there, to be honest. Once I've got enough petrol, I might go to some higher ground and give it a go from somewhere higher up. Possibly with a higher up antenna as well. I'm going to have a look at antenna designs when I get back home. But we'll see if we can get anyone with what I've got. Just make the most of a bad situation, we'll say. Yeah. CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ on 4 meters. CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Oh, there's somebody there. See if they come back. Yeah, someone's trying, but all I'm getting is a blank carrier. Let's turn that off a minute. Yeah, so someone was trying, but all I was getting was a blank carrier, so yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It's all just getting a blank carrier. Let's go again. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters. CQ, CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. It's not my CB off because it's been decent.
Mike November Whiskey, I think it is. Whiskey November uniform, I think it is. This is G4M QB calling it.
Yeah, call sign is sent Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform.
Yeah, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Golf 4, Mike Quebec Victor.
Yeah, all copied there. Should we take it down to 7425 megs?
400, 70, 400, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, we could do that. 7400 says.
Whiskey November uniform. G4MQV, go ahead.
Yeah, G4MQV from M0WNU. Good afternoon. Name this ends Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima. I'm located at the top end of Richmond at the moment. Just parked up in the car. This is actually my first time on 4 meters, and you're the first contact I've made. So, yeah, it's nice to work you there for the first time as well. So, back to you there.
I think I've got your call incorrect, but yeah, I haven't been on too long on 4 meters, just for about six to 8 months. So nice to work you, Paul. I'm quite surprised I'm getting down to Richmond. I used to cycle down there, and yeah, very, very good. Name here is Bill, Bravo Italy, Lima, and the location is 6 miles south of Durham City, a place called Ferry Hill. I don't know if I've got your call sign correct, Paul. You're about a 5 and 5, 55. Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform, I think, G4MQV.
Yeah, you've got the call sign right. It is Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform. I roughly know whereabouts you're located, so I sometimes do go up to Durham now and again. Not very often though. I'd say you were probably about the same to me, about a 5.4, 5.5. I don't have a meter on this radio, so it's an old Motorola GM350 I picked up in Blackpool back in April. It seems to be doing the job. Using a homebrew antenna, because I couldn't actually buy one because of, well, lack of funds, I shall say. Anyways, I'll pass it back round to you.
Fine, okay, Paul. And yeah, well, I'm using about 20 watts, the Anytone. It's an Anytone. Just got it actually. I think you're the third station I've worked on it. I haven't been on too long myself. But I do have a PMR, a Philips FM 1000 as well. So anyway, yeah, I'm running and I used to have a vertical, the homebrew one, the plant pot. But this is a commercial aerial that I'm using at the moment, Paul. It's a 3/4 wave, I think, 3/4 wave, but it's not very high. It's only about 11 feet high. So, but I'm on the side of a hill, around about 290 feet ASL, with a fair takeoff in your direction. Yeah, I'm located 6 miles south of Durham City. 6 miles south of Durham City, a place called Ferry Hill. Ferry Hill, 6 miles south of Durham City, Paul. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Golf 4, Mike Quebec Victor. Go ahead.
Yeah, G4 MQV from M0WNU. Yeah, all copied. Yeah, like I say, I kind of know where Ferry Hill is. I'm like literally at the top of Richmond, near the old race course, because it's usually reasonably decent up here for radio. It's normally where I come to play radio if I can't get up any higher. So yeah, and it's like literally about 5 or 10 minutes drive away from the home QTH in Captrick Garrison. So yeah, so I thought I'd come up here and have a go on 4 meters. So yeah, as I said, you're actually the first contact I've made on this band, and I've been meaning to actually get on this band for years. It was only just in April when I bought the radio, and I've just not had a chance to get it on the air till today. So just sat in the car at the moment. It's warm in the car, but it's quite windy outside, and the antenna I'm using, it is, like I said, it's homebrew. It's a homebrew mobile antenna made out of a wick from an old CB antenna that I cut down and then just stuck in the end of a PL259 plug and then into a mag mount. So, and it seems to be doing the job, so I'm quite impressed with that. So anyway, back to you there, Bill.
From G4MQV, yeah, well that sounds exactly like my quarter wave for 2 meters. That's exactly what I did. But I lashed out on this rig. It's a new one actually, and I got the aerial, and yeah, it's doing okay. There's not many people on. I monitor it every day, but there's not a great deal on. But it's still quite a good band. I wouldn't mind a single side band, but that'll have to be necessary for me to buy a new rig. I don't want to do that, but I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, it's very, very breezy here. Wind speed about 40 miles an hour, 35 to 40. It's just dropped, so I'm going to drop the tower, and it's going to be nearly 50 miles an hour tomorrow. So I don't want the tower up at that speed. It might come down. No, it won't. It'll just rattle about a bit, Paul. That's all. Anyway, it sounds good. The XPMR. Yeah, it sounds very good. Don't know how much power it's putting out, but doing a good job. And yeah, all credit here. Right, we'll let you go and call again. I hope you make some more contacts on 4 meters. As I say, I've been with amateur radio for what since 1969. I got my call sign in 1980, but I've never been on 23 stems. I've never been on 4 until very recently, about 8 months ago, and quite enjoy it when there's people there to talk to, Paul. M0 Whiskey November uniform, G4MQV. Go ahead.
Yeah, M0WNU returning. Yeah, all copied there, Bill. Yeah, as I said, this is actually my first proper go on 4 meters myself. Yeah, I've been licensed since round about 2015. Passed the full exam in 2019. So, so in the grand scheme of things, I haven't exactly been on the bands that long. Although it might be a long time. So yeah, I'm not sure how much power this Motorola is actually putting out, because I don't actually have a power meter to measure it. So I'm just guessing it's probably the 25 watts that these things do. So because I've measured the current, it's pulling about 4 amps on transmit. So I have measured the current. So I'm wondering if that can give me an idea of how much power it's putting out. So yeah, anyways. I think you said this was going to be your final, so I'll pass it back over to you if that's the case for your final.
Okay, fine, Paul. Yeah. I'll go and sort the tower out. I think the wind's dropped now. We're going to get some gusts tomorrow. So that's what the tower's for. High winds, the tower comes down. Crank it up the next day. Well, you're doing a grand job, and I'm pleased to hear on 6 meters. That's great.
It's 4 meters.
Yeah, well, I've been involved with radio since I was a kid, really, but didn't discover amateur radio until 1969. So I was a little bit late. Nobody in our family knew anything about amateur radio. I just discovered it myself, and got my ticket in 1980, then this one in 1981 when I passed them off. And I've been enjoying it ever since, Paul. Absolutely great. Can't leave it alone. Right, catch you later, Paul. 73 M0 Whiskey November uniform. Is that supposed to be? Yeah, better put. I know you. Is it portable or mobile? If you're in the car, it'll have to be mobile. So we'll catch you later, Paul. G4MQV clear.
Yeah, 7.3s. Nice to speak to you for the first time, and we'll catch you further down the log, as I say. M0WNU now clearing the frequency.
At least you know that your gear's working there, Paul. It's working great. Catch you later.
Yeah, catch you later. 7.3. Well, that's great. I've actually made a contact. Woo! I forgot to tell him I was actually filming for YouTube. I should have done. Oh well. Keeping an eye on the battery voltage. Though I think there is drop on the FTM 400's connection, so that drop's probably also present on the Motorola as well. So yeah, I'm impressed. 1 contact so far. Let's see who else is out there, shall we? Okay, CQ, CQ, CQ on 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ and standing by. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by for any calls. Knock that off. Just hold on a minute, because it's somebody just getting into a car beside this, and obviously I don't want to give them a dose of RF off the aerial on the back. I will take that aerial off because I can't really drive with it on. Well, antenna's the correct term. I have to do this long enough. You know, I'm just still quite excited that I've actually made a contact on 4 meters. I was not expecting that. So I'm pleased. So let's keep trying. Okay, CQ, 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 CQ. 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Okay, try again. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Okay, we'll keep going. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Yeah, I just heard somebody at the back of the noise there, but I couldn't make them out. I'll flick round the channels again. The antenna's still rattling off the roof. Let's go back to a... Oop. Is something there? I thought I heard something. Maybe I'm just imagining things. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters. CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Yeah, did hear a station right in the noise there. Can't copy you very well, unfortunately. If you'd like to maybe try again, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, standing by. Yeah, I can't copy you very well. So I can't really come back to you there. Able to try again? Nothing heard this end. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ and standing by for any calls. I'll just knock that off while I just comment to the video. Yeah, I could hear the call sign there, but I just was not able to pick it out. It was far too weak, that one. So, fortunately, I had to give that one a miss. That's a shame. There's a dog running around. But this is a popular spot with dog walkers. Right. But I got one contact, and I'm happy with that. One contact. One's better than none. So, wait for all these people to just get out. Well, yeah, there's some people stood right behind the car, so I'll have to just wait before transmitting, because obviously I don't want to transmit while there's people close to the car, because that's not going to end well. So, wait for these people to move out of the way of the car, which they're not actually doing. I should have put signs on the car, basically, setting up a limit, but I've no idea how much power this radio is putting out, so it's a bit difficult to define a limit. Obviously, I have done the necessary calculations to work things out, but it's very difficult to do based on the assumption that this is putting out 25 watts, and I don't actually know how much it's putting out. So I'd need a power meter to figure that out for myself. The battery's holding in the car, though. So, right, is the back of the car clear yet? Not yet. They're probably still a bit too close for near field, so I think I will just wait a moment. And I'll pause the video while I wait. Right, so I can now continue. So I'll just check I want the correct one, because it's very hard to see where the LEDs are. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters. CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by for any calls. Okay, let's give it another go. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 metres, CQ on 4 metres, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by for any calls. Well, at least I'm making an effort, I suppose. But I think this is a case of height is might. Getting it to the first station at Ferry Hill was actually pretty good. Let's turn that static off so you can actually hear me. So, yeah. Let's keep going. I'm not going to give up. Well, I'll be coming down from here in about an hour anyway to do the new job. So, that means I've got to take that antenna off and everything, because I'm not driving with that on the car. Absolutely not. CQ, 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 CQ 4 metres, CQ 4 metres. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by. Right, so let's give another call out and see if we can get anything. Check we're on the right channel. We are. We definitely are now. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 metres, CQ on 4 metres. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by. Right. Try again. CQ, 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 CQ 4 metres, CQ, CQ on 4 metres. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 metres, CQ on 4 metres. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by for any calls. Yeah. So, in a little under an hour, I will be heading back down, so I could do some of the new job. Like I said, it is now 3 o'clock, and we're going to start that at 4. I hope I don't leave here with just one contact. That would be a bit... nah. You know, but it happens, and I'll keep going with 4 meters because, according to many, it's the friendly band. So I expect there's plenty of people out there. CQ, CQ, CQ4, CQ4, CQ4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by for any calls. CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by for any calls. I'll try again. CQ, CQ, CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Knock that off a minute. So there's people around the car again. So obviously I don't want to transmit when I know there's people going to be close to the car or around it. And there's also dogs as well, which is part of the reason why people come up here. I come up here for radio because it's a good place for radio. Voice is a bit croaky. So gonna give it a little bit longer. And obviously see if I get anywhere, because I've only managed to make one contact. There was somebody else there as well, but I could hardly hear them. So, probably not the best location. I'm going to have a look at maybe putting an antenna together to actually put into the mast, just to try and get it a bit higher. So, we'll see what I can find antenna design-wise when I get back. And I'll probably go up with 4 meters again, and possibly a battery. It's good. I've got a contact, which is what I set out to do. So, let's give it another go. CQ4, 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 CQ on 4 meters. CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by for any calls. And again. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. And again. CQ on 4, CQ on 4, CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. And again, if you don't keep calling, you get nowhere. CQ, 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 CQ 4 meters, CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Give it another go. CQ, 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 CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by for any calls. Not that off. Radio's getting a bit warm, but that's fine. That's fine. Means it must be delivering the 25 watts. I've not measured the power output on this radio because I have absolutely nothing to do that with right now. So I need a new power meter. I need one that will cover pretty much every band I'm interested in. So obviously a very tight one for when I'm doing repair work to CB radios, because I want to make sure I'm measuring just the power coming out and not all the harmonics and other rubbish. Something like that for this band as well. Something like that for 2 meters and 70 sems. And something like that for 6 meters as well, because I do have that as an option, but I don't have an antenna for that band either. Which is a bit annoying, but this radio's done its job quite well today. I'm impressed. It's worked. I've not been sat here wasting my time and risking blowing a radio up. That's good. Just that sit straight. You know, I've been sat here a while. So it's nice when you get out to play radio. This is the first bit of radio I've actually done, proper radio that I've done since I had COVID. So it'll also hopefully get me motivated to put a call out on the repeater as I drive back down from here, which I might actually do that. Which sounds like a plan. So yeah, I will actually put a call out on the repeater as well, just to give the repeater some use, because it doesn't get a lot of use. And you know the old saying, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So that's one thing about 4 meters as well. If you don't use that, you'll lose it. It's the same with all the bands. So let's have more calls on 4 and see what we get. Make sure I'm on the right channel again. CQ, 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 CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Give it another go. CQ, 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 CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. And we'll give it another go. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 metres, CQ on 4 metres. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by. And I'll give another call. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 metres, CQ on 4 metres. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 metres and standing by. Yeah, from Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. You're a bit in the noise there. Can you go again with your call sign, please? Yeah, I'm struggling to copy you, I'm afraid. Still struggling to copy you. Is there any way you could try again? Yeah, I think this is another no-go, but... Yeah, I'm not copying them. That's not great. Let's try again. But they were there. Maybe your ears will be better than mine, I don't know. So I was struggling to copy them. No, I don't think they've moved channels either. No, not hearing them. Nothing heard this end. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ and standing by. Snuck that off for the minute. Yeah, so, but two that I couldn't quite hear, and one that I got perfectly fine. up a Ferry Hill, which is a nice part of the world, actually, up that neck of the woods. So at least I'm hearing people on the band, but I think what I need to do is perhaps get up higher, which would be a good idea, but at the moment that's limited on things like fuel and such like. I haven't actually got the money for fuel. Might have after tonight, though. Depends on how much I make doing the new job. So, I've also joined a group on Facebook, which is for licensed amateurs only. I will hasten to add further 4-meter band, and that's probably worth a look. So, the fact I've made a contact is better than making none at all. That's why I come out and do all this radio stuff. It's the challenge of making the contacts, and I've made one contact, and that's actually pretty good going. It's not all about, well, just sitting there and not pressing the button. So if you don't press the button, nothing happens. So, if you've got a radio, and you've got an antenna, instead of just sitting and listening and waiting, make sure the microphone's plugged in, as well as the antenna, obviously, and just put a call out and see who comes back to you. That's what's happened here. Someone actually came back to me. That's what I came and set out to do. So, hopefully I'll get another call or two in before I have to disappear off and go do that. Well, I don't necessarily have to disappear off immediately. And also, then have to edit the footage from this and put it all together. And also, I'm going to do a short form as well of the contact or contacts that I've actually made. So, that way you're not listening to me rabbit on and calling out for God knows how long. This video's been running for about an hour or so long now, which means it's stopped and restarted itself a couple of times because I'm recording in 4K and that tends to do that. You can probably see there's bits of dust on my passenger seat, which isn't ideal, because I don't usually have any passengers. It's usually covered in junk. But I cleared it off for the video. So, let's see if I can get any more contacts on here, because I will have to go in about half an hour. And that's means I've got to pack up soon. So, the radio's cooling down. I should put a fan on the back of this, because these aren't necessarily designed for the duty cycle that the amateur radio gives them, because they're generally designed to be used in taxis. So, check we're on the right channel. Let's have a flick around first. Make sure I'm actually on the correct channel. Probably easier to... Yeah, there you go, I am actually on the correct channel. Because the LEDs seem to show up a wee bit better in the camera than they are actually on the... Let's see. Let's see if I get somebody else. CQ, 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 CQ on 4 meters. CQ on 4 meters. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform. Calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. I think I heard something. Yeah, I think I heard another Mike 0 there. Can you go again with your call sign, please? Because I'm not quite copying. Yeah. Pretty much struggling there. And they've not come back to me. Yeah, they've not come back. What if they move to another frequency? Because I've only got a certain selection of frequencies. So, they didn't come back to me when I asked them to repeat the call sign, which is a bit, well, annoying when people do that. But I heard them, it was a little bit better, but still not enough to copy the full call sign. I just know it was an M0. That's all I know. So, yeah, the radio's receiving. It's relatively sensitive and received that perfectly fine. And I can't make out who that M0 was, what their call sign was, and such like. So I've just got to, well, because flicking around, there's not really far I can flick around. I've only got 4 program frequencies in this, and I don't have a lead to reprogram it to actually do other frequencies. I could have a look. Heard the repeater go up, saw the repeater go off, rather I didn't hear it because I've got the volume turned down on the FTM 400 at the moment. That's also 25 watts. Which means it's, but I think it pulls a bit more current to deliver that, so. Unlike these Motorolas, which I think can be generally wired into taxi so that they're actually running all the time. Kind of how I've wired my CB. So, yeah, so just having a look at the 4-meter group on Facebook. Even Lewis M3HHY from Ringway, Manchester is a member of that group, as it turns out. Which is impressive. And he did a video the other night on 4 meters, except he was a bit higher up than this. He was at Winter Hill. Not a place I'd go because it's the other side of the Pennines. It'd take me a good hour or so to get there. So, and I haven't got the fuel. So I'd have to go to somewhere equivalent to Billsdale's out of the question, because obviously they're building the new Billsdale TV transmitter up there, and Sutton Bank's probably a good place to go as well, so that'll have a good takeoff. I might actually try from up there at some point. I won't try the gliding club because, you know, they won't like me transmitting on 70 megs very much up there, I don't think. So there are places up on the top of the moors there where you can try as well, and yeah, so just need to think of some higher places. This is good, but I need to be higher really, and I need the antenna higher as well, so, and it would need to be on a day that isn't so windy. I do have a drive-on mast stand, and I do have a telescopic Sotobeams mast, so I could build some kind of like sleeve dipole or something for 4 meters. Well, like I say, I'll have a look at antenna arrangements. Let's go back onto the calling channel. Yeah, let's have a flick round now because there's not much 4 meter activity around here, I shouldn't think, because I've not really heard a lot today. I've only had the 1 contact and 2 potentials that I couldn't make out. Perhaps your ears are better than mine. I don't know, but the microphone is facing towards me, so it picks up my voice rather than facing towards the radio and picking up all the noise from the radio, which is a very good little radio. I do like it. I am impressed with it. I don't know whether it could stand to have a proper tune-up, but I can't get the lid off. I have no idea how to get the lid off that. So, and I'm not going to try because I don't want to break it. Because that would be very, very, very annoying if I break it. I wouldn't mind getting another radio for this band as well, so maybe one of those little Anytones, have one of those in the car, because this is a bit big for the car, I think, by modern standards, and that in the house, or for portable work. So, but at the moment, finances are a bit constrained, which is why I cobbled together the antenna that I've got, and also I'm using this radio which I got for about £30, I think it was, at the Blackpool Rally. Yeah, I think it was 30. I'd have to look up the little thing that was stuck to the top of it that gave me the crib sheet, giving me what the channels are, because I took that off and I just stuck P-Touch labels on the top, so that gave me a better reference. So I am going to have to go at some point. I'm going to have to start taking things off the roof of the car at some point before it gets too late, and then I'll go down to Catterick and I'll do my new job for a bit. It's a job I can start and stop at any time I like, and you know, not sure how much, if I'll get any more up here, but I made one contact and I'm happy with that. So I don't think I'm going to make any more, but there's still time. Yeah, doesn't sound like there's anyone there, but I got one contact and I'm happy with that. Like I said, one contact. So what I can do is I can put the full length video up and a shorter length video as well, with just the QSO, and we can go from there. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can actually get hold of anyone else on 4 meters, because all I've got for 4 meters at the moment is FM. I'd need a transverter if I want SSB, because I do have an SSB rig. As you know, it's my FT991A, which actually does not receive on 4 meters, which is, excuse me, I'm a bit tired, which is a bit annoying. Because it's got a wideband receiver, but it doesn't actually receive on 4, which is not great. So I'm going to give another couple of calls out and see if we get anywhere. And if I get nowhere, then I'll put it away for today. And we'll go again another day. Okay, let's give it a go again. CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ and standing by. No, I'm not hearing anything this time. CQ 4, CQ 4 meters, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Okay, and this one will be the final call I'll make, and then I'll be packing up. CQ 4 meters, CQ 4 meters, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, calling CQ on 4 meters and standing by. Yeah, sadly, not today. One contact, though. That's good. One contact. It wasn't a wasted trip. So, the next job for me to do is, well, pack everything away and get back to the home QTH and get this video edited. But I'll be doing that later on tonight after I've done a couple of hours on the new job. Because I'm going to do that until, obviously, I don't have enough fuel or whatever. So, thanks for watching. It's been a bit of a long one. This is Paul, Mike Zero Whiskey November uniform, which you should know by now, because I haven't making enough calls on the band. Or if you catch me on 11 metres, that's 26.965 to 27.405. You can use the call sign 26 Charlie Tango 730 to call me. That's the call sign I use on there. I don't use it on 2781. On there, you could just call me the Red Squirrel. And the same applies to PMR 446, except I'll use both on there if I'm looking for some from some distance. I might have a go with some PMR 446. Won't be tonight, sadly, because I can't get anywhere high enough to do it. So it'll be another time, and this radio has done its job. It's now time to turn it off and have a go and another day. So 7.3s for now, and I'll catch you in the next video. And don't forget, like, subscribe, all that jazz. So 7.3 for now.